So I'm going to show you how you can synchronize axes, that is, link axes between different Spectrum displays. This is a feature that existed in Sparky and lots of people wanted it in our software too. We've implemented it as a macro, so go to the macro menu and then select Run CcpN macros and Sync SpectrumDisplays. Now you get a little bit of a warning coming up at the moment because this is a relatively new and experimental feature. We can't yet completely guarantee that nothing's going to go wrong. Potentially you might have to close and reopen some Spectrum displays or restart your project. So the first time you use it, it's probably worth perhaps saving your project first. If you do obviously encounter any problems, please let us know either on the forum or by sending us an email so that we can fix it. But so far things have gone okay. So I'm going to continue without saving. And what happens is that this SpectrumDisplay sync editor opens. Now I can add my first axis synchronization with this plus button. You could also go to right click and then new sync. So we've got a new row in our table and we can initially select our source display by double clicking. I'm going to select this HN spectrum, it's just an HSQC, and I'm going to select the H axis, which is down here on the x-axis. As my target display, I'm going to select this triple resonance display and also obviously select the H-axis. To actually activate this, I now need to press on this link button. At the moment you can see it's sort of yellow-orange. When I click it, it goes green, and that means that these axes are now synced. So as soon as I start moving this HSQC spectrum, then the 3D spectrum over here moves as well, and the same if you start scaling it. It doesn't actually matter which spectrum you select as your source and which you select as the target. So similarly, if I move the 3D spectrum, then that affects this HSQC as well. If you're interested in linking more, then you can just add additional rows. You can also perhaps just remove all of them, and you may find it's quite useful to add, let's say, link all of the x-axes, and then it'll just do all of that in one go for you. That might be a bit quicker. Sometimes you might want to perhaps link all of them and just remove the rows that you're not interested in having. Make sure you select link again, and now all three of these spectra are going to be linked with one another. If you want to stop the synchronization, simply click on this red crossed out link button, and then the synchronization will stop. Reactivate it again by clicking on the link button. Be aware that at the moment we're only able to synchronize X and Y axes, so we're not synchronizing Z axes yet. Also be aware that you should make sure that both of your axes belong to the same isotope code. So I could here obviously select, let's say, the carbon. If you do that, then you'll just find that nothing happens. Right, because it simply makes no sense to link this proton axis down here with this carbon axis up there. And finally, because this is a macro, if you set up your synchronizations, these will unfortunately not be saved when you save your project. So if you close and reopen your project, you'll have to set up your synchronizations again.